Hello to whoever is watching. Welcome to our house. I'm going to show you how to use the coffee machine. Now it's just me here at the moment, so it's going to be a little bit awkward, but I'll do the best I can. So on that note, here is the coffee machine. I guess the first thing to note is the fridge is over here. And we have some milk. And also, this drawer here is where we keep the mugs. So feel free to help yourself. And if by any chance you're looking for sugar, this bottom drawer here, sugar's hiding in there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. And I'm sure you can find, a teaspoon is in the top drawer over this side. All right, first thing to note is the water behind. You can see the water line just there. Happens to be empty, it will beep at you. Simple thing to do is just reach over the back here. This little thing lifts up. Give it a bit of pull, lift the water up, fill it up all the way, or to the, there is a fill line somewhere. Oh, there it is. There's a max line. You probably can't see through the camera. Anyway, and just slide it back into place. Simple as that. Also, if you happen to run out of coffee beans, again, this lid just lifts up. The coffee beans are in this drawer, I believe. Nope. Oh, yes. Up the back there. So some spare coffee bean bags. Just open one of those up. If you need scissors, they're back in this drawer over here. So yeah, just fill the beans up, put the lid back on top. And last thing to probably know is that you'll see here, this little red sign will pop up if it's full of too much water. This thing just slides out and then you can tip the water out or clean it a little bit. Just push it back in quite easily. All right, so now I'm going to show you the easy version of how to make a coffee. First things first, you take this thing here up the top. Oh, by the way, I'll pause the video. Well, not pause, I'll just say pause so that if you need to do anything while you're listening, I'll give you a couple of seconds to pause the video and do what I'm saying. So first of all, take this thing. I'm sure they've got proper names. Or it's very hard doing this one-handed. What's the easiest way to show you this? Slips on like that, and then it twists into place. So you can see here that those two straight bits line up. It should be locked into place under that mechanism. It's dripping everywhere. All right, that's the first thing you do. So pause for a second. All right, once you've done that, you can see under here, there is this little contraption-y thingy. All you do is sit it on top of that. It can take its own weight. Now what you do, it's already pre-programmed. Probably the first thing you should do is turn it on. Yeah, it beeps like that. That's normal. Cool. So once this thing is sitting in place, just give a very brief push forward and it will feel the coffee grinds itself to the right amount. Easy. All right, so that'll be the right amount for one shot. Again, just easily pull it out. And you can see the coffee is in there. You can see there's little bits of clumps in there, so that's not good. So what we do, grab this little swizzle stick. I usually push my finger in there just to spread out the prongs. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna put it inside and just give it a swirl around to break up those little clumps. Quite easy. While I'm doing that, I'm swizzling around. I also try and pull it off the side so it doesn't go up the sides and kind of even out the coffee a little bit so it's relatively flat. Just tap off the excess coffee and put this, we usually just leave it there. All right, now what I do is just give it a bit of a tap just to settle the coffee grounds flat. And then what we do is to twist this top black thing back off again. So twist counterclockwise. Yep. and you'll see pretty good amount. What I usually do then is I just give a little bit of an even out with my finger. Like so. It's probably a bit more flat now. There you go. Right, next thing. I'll pause to do that. Do. Right, take this thing. It's got two sides. One looks like a little bit of a fan and one is straight. Again, we've got this, I guess, pre-programmed to the correct height. So what you do is take the fan side, put it down over the coffee and give it a twist. Make sure you go clockwise. Have to go clockwise for this one. Bit of a twist. And you can see now it's really flattened out the coffee quite nicely. And then you're going to flip this over to go the flat side down. Again, we've got this pre-programmed to the right side. Push it down as hard as you can. It will hit the limit, so you won't be able to push it down all the way, but just as far as it needs to go. It's pre-programmed to the correct height so that the silver matches the black. And now it's nice and very smooth. I'll just pause there for a second. Right, now what we're going to do is we are going to put the coffee thingy in here. So let's see, you can see the word insert. If you line up the black handle directly with the word insert, that you can feel it push up and then turn it all the way around to the right as far as it would go. Now, that's the angle there. But yeah, you'll feel it can't go any further. And that's in place, ready to go. All right, the next thing to do is take the scale, turn it on, and it should show 0, 0. We're going to put it under the coffee thingy. Hang on, it's going to be hard to do. Because it's the cup only just fits in, we need to put the cup, very hard doing this one-handed, underneath. There we go. And then we need to hit the tear button to make sure it goes to 0. Perfect. All right, now again, we have all this pre-programmed to do the right amount. So what we're going to do is, and I'm going to make sure I pause for a second after I tell you what to do. We are going to hold this button down for 7 seconds. And that will come up on the screen here. And what we're going to do is we're going to let the coffee extract out until the weight here shows 28 grams. So what's going to happen is then we're going to hit the that button again. So I'll show you in a second. So we're going to hold it down for 7, let go, wait for it to fill up to 28, and then we're going to press that button to stop. So a little bit more extra liquid will come out as well. Take it to around 32 grams in total. And ideally, this should happen over a full 30 seconds. So I'll show you how. I'll pause for a second. If you want to rewind, then I'll show you. All right, so we're going to hold this down for 7 seconds. You can see the countdown. So it's pre-infusing the shot. 1, 2. Let go. And now we wait for this to get to 28, hopefully within 30 seconds. You can see the coffee's coming out very slowly. All right, so whoops. So I hit that button. Sorry, I was keeping on. So that was about, I can't remember what that was, but it was close enough to 30 seconds. As you can see, that fills up to an extra, there we go, 32. So that's pretty right. That was, see, you can see how it's all pre-programmed. The grind size is pre-programmed. You don't need to change the grind size or anything. That all the timings are set up. So once you've done that, remove the weight and the mug. Turn the weight off if you like. Pull the handle all the way to the left. Comes down. Give it a whack. And the puck, oh, that was a good one. Puck came out nicely. We usually just give it a rinse in the sink. Might as well show you because I've got to do it anyway. Just to get all the grime out. Cool. So if you wanted to do a second shot, so I usually like 2 shots in the morning, just follow that process again to do the second shot. But once you have done that, you can do the milk. Oops, I'll make sure I'm watching the video. So here you've got the milk jug with a thermometer in it. Hopefully, let's see if you can see in the camera. There you go, just in that little bit of light there. See those 2 lines? I find that if I do 2 full shots and then go to that top line, so the highest amount of milk, that fills up this mug here perfectly. And for me, that's my perfect coffee. Byron likes a smaller, I don't know if he's got it here. He doesn't, he might have taken it to work. Yeah, he uses a smaller glass. He does 1 shot in the lower milk line. So what you're gonna do is, oops, maybe you didn't see that. Fill it up. Because I'm only going to do 1 shot, I'm just going to fill up to the lower line. If you're doing 2 shots for a full mug, yeah, as I said, the higher line. Wipe there for a second. All right, so how the milk is going to work is this thermometer. The green area is ideally where you want the milk. I like mine on the hotter end, so you'll see that in a second. But what's going to happen is this is the milk frother here. You're going to turn it on, so turn to the left against this thing, and then it will take a few seconds. You'll hear it, and you'll see it'll start spurting out water, and then once it starts spurting out steams when you put the jug in, and then froth it until it reaches the right temperature. So this is going to be quite hard to do single-handed, but we'll see how we go. So I'll show what I'm doing. So I'm just turning this all the way to the left, spurting out water. And you'll hear it start to the steam. All right, now we put put the frother just underneath the milk. Oops, sorry, I'm not recording this very well. It's very hard by hand. Do the milk on the edge. It should create a nice spinning vortex of milk. So you can, I don't know if you can see it or not. See how the milk is spinning a vortex? That's perfect. Sorry, hard to do one hand. So yeah, the frothing wand just underneath the surface of the milk, off to the side, should start spinning in a nice vortex, and you can see the temperature going up. So it's into the green area. As I said, I like mine a bit warmer. And okay, that was really awkward to do one-handed. So what I did was, ideally you should turn this back to straight, as you can see there, and then pull the milk jug down and the frothing wand. So I'll just get that bit of a clean up. So I've made a massive mess here. All right, so that's the milk done, and just pour it into the coffee. So you can see there it hasn't made a full cup. So as I said, I usually do 2 shots in the high milk line, makes a full one for me. Give it a quick stir while I'm here. All right, again, take the milk jug, just rinse it with water. Oh, I have to clean that properly, I made a mess. Never mind. And we just turn that down the sink. Now the important part is to clean the milk frother. As you can see there, it's quite gritty and yucky. Yucky is a very technical term there. So turn the milk frother back to on. It'll start spurting, just to rinse out the actual hose. Grab a Chuck's wipe. Make sure I give it a bit of a rinse, put some water on it. And then we're just gonna, no comments about what I'm doing. And just wipe it. Double check under the bottom here. Sometimes the milk really gets kind of stuck on the end. It hasn't today, which is good. And clean all the white crappy off. Oh, I can bit more of a rinse because I've made a mess. And then we turn it off. And we're all done. So yeah, that's a total of 15 minutes there. I went a bit slower than usual. I can usually do the coffee in, I think, 8 or less. So it's not too hard, but it does make a really good coffee. So yeah, good luck with the coffee machine. Oops, I can't do this backwards. And enjoy. Feel free to give Byron or myself a call if you're having problems, or text message, and enjoy your coffee.